Hello and welcome to high school tournament basketball on NKTelco Sports. Along with Jeff Hench and I'm Dave Kanapke. Tonight we're at the Palace of Coldwater, sectional game between the Ada Bulldogs and the Minster Wildcats. Ada, the Bulldogs, 13-10, members of a pretty strong Northwest Conference. Very balanced scoring attack, Jeff. They had a big game against New Bremen on Tuesday.
They used balanced scoring attack to its extreme the other night against New Bremen. 5 guys in double figures, the high teens. They passed the ball extremely well against a Bremen team that liked to pressure them. They found the open guys. They really clicked, scoring 75 points, a season high for the Bulldogs. And don't let their record be too deceiving. They played some very good competition at Northwest Conference, and they're a pretty good team.
Ada's coached by Chris Souter. For the Minster Wildcats, 12-9 on the season. They had a great second half going, but after that, the last 2 games have been tough. They hope to rebound tonight.
Yeah, they need to get a fresh start here. They'd run off a good string of victories in the year 2016, lost to Versailles and New Knoxville, and in those games did not shoot very well at all from the field. That really made it difficult. So they need to kind of forget about those games and get back to the basics and just play with a little bit of confidence, and those shots will drop. And when they do, then they become a much better team.
Minster and Ada, the winner to play St. Henry at District next week. We'll be right back with the starting lineups here on NKTelco Sports.
NKTelco Sports, Ohio's leading sports broadcasting company, is dedicated to sports coverage, filming over 120 collegiate and high school sporting events that bring quality content and excellent sportsmanship to the big screen. Team up with us as an NKTelco sponsor and receive many benefits: commercials that will be seen by thousands of viewers, multiple name mentions, live web ads, monthly bill stuffers, and discounted network ad insertion spots. Packages are available for any budget. Contact us today.
Innovation, it's all around us. NKTelco developed a fiber network in our communities over 10 years ago when the competitors were only thinking about it. Increasing bandwidth to make it convenient for the whole family to enjoy online entertainment and gaming. With our IPTV solution, you can enjoy over 80 HD channels, providing quality TV and movies for the whole family, and even take them on the go with our Watch TV Everywhere app. All this from a company that believes in local customer service from people you know and trust. NKTelco, providing services that bring value to your everyday life.
Welcome back. We're getting ready for the starting lineups here between Ada and Minster as they finish up the non-starters for Minster here at this sectional final between Ada and Minster. They'll do the starting lineups in alternating fashion. They'll start out with Ada. Bulldogs 13-10 on the season. Number 1, Jason Secor, 5'11" junior, averages under 7 points a game. For the Wildcats, number 10, Bryce Schmeezen, a 5'9" junior, averages right at 7 a game. 5'9" senior Braden Souter, the coach's son, averages 14 points a game. For the Wildcats, first team All-MAC, number 12, Josh Nixon, 5'11" senior, averaging 9 points a game. Next for the Bulldogs, Colton Lee, a 6'2" senior, averages 3 points a game. Jacob Stechel, number 14, 5'9" senior, second team MAC, 8 points a game. Bulldogs, 14 points a game, Blayton Wilkie, 6'1" senior. Another senior for the Wildcats, Peter Falk, averages just over 9 points a game. Owen Conley, a 6'4" junior, tallest player at 8 points a game. The big guy for the Minster, all of 6'2", Conor Tombush, honorable mention MAC, 5 points a game. The Bulldogs coached by Chris Souter. The Wildcats coached by Mike Lee in his 23rd year. Jeff, let's talk about our keys to the game, brought to you by Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Graham and Salina where the dealer makes the difference. We'll first talk about the Ada Bulldogs. Their keys are balanced scoring, and they need to control the tempo.
Well, that balanced scoring worked very well against New Bremen, and we're talking about guys in the high teens, not just all at 10, and that made it very difficult for New Bremen to defend. And they want to make sure they don't get this in a track meet. I don't think Ada wants to get up and down the court as much as maybe Minster does. Play at their own pace, take care of the basketball.
Going for Minster Wildcats. They need to avoid scoring droughts that's plagued them, but they also need to play good defense as well.
Minster in those last couple of games have really made it difficult on themselves, going long minutes without baskets and just poor field goal shooting. They need to score more consistently, and they need to really get back and play good defense. Knoxville and Versailles both ate them up pretty well on defense, and when you have a balanced team like Ada, everyone has to participate, and you got to make sure you help each other out and get a good team defense.
Those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Bud's Chrysler Dodge, Jeep Ram and Salina, where the dealer makes a difference. Drive up and in by Peter Falk.
Good start for the Wildcats. Peter Falk, uses his body well, forced the Bulldogs number 21, Owen Conley, to commit the foul, but one of the Achilles heel, Dave, for the Wildcats has been what's coming up right now, the free throw shooting, 55% as a team, and Falk would love to increase that percentage on his team, but leaves that one short.
Bulldogs 13-10, the Wildcats 12-9. Bulldogs average just 45 points a game. Minster averages 53, a little higher. Check that, I had that wrong. Both of them right at 54.
Yeah, pretty much even offensively, but the Bulldogs exploded for 75 in their last outing, so they're capable. And
there's a long three by Souter. Offensive rebound, can't get it to fall by Wilkie, and it's Wildcats the other way. Schmeezing, three by Steckschulte, in and out. Looked like it was halfway down and it rimmed out. Ada will play a deliberate attack. Minster will push to the tempo when needed. They like to whenever they get a chance, but Ada will play at their pace. Drive, kick out, three there by Secor. Battle for the rebound off of Nixon from Minster. Wildcats not real happy with that call. Referees are going to come over and talk to Coach Lee. Looks like the officials they're not going to huddle. The refs are saying, we saw something you didn't quite see, Coach Lee, and they have the power, and it's the Ada ball. Braden Souter with the basketball. Falk almost gambled with the steal.
Minster is playing defense, but they're not pressuring the ball very aggressively, and one thing that then forces Ada to do is score from the perimeter, where New Bremen, they were able to be an attack. They could go to basket, and when someone picked them up, they bounced past an open guy in the interior. That's what really helped their offense.
Falk drives, draws the second foul on Owen Conley, so the big guy with two quick fouls will leave in favor of Jordan Bailey.
Biggest guy on the court has to sit down. He is, ironically, you think of a big man, he's the leading three-point shooter for the Bulldogs, making 36 this season.
There's a three ball by Nixon from the corner. Rebound by Wilkie. They'll give it to Souter. He'll run the offense for the Bulldogs.
Mentioned with Conley going out, hitting 36 three-pointers on the season. Also hitting the three-point shot very well is Wilkie and Souter, both at 20 makes, and Jordan Bailey right behind him at 19.
Souter pull-up jumper. Ada has missed on every attempt so far. Wildcats pushing the tempo. Tombush gets it back, rolls off, tipped by Nixon, tipped around. Ada comes up with a rebound. So some opportunity there, definitely contested there by Ada. Wildcats come up empty on that trip. Souter will hand it to Wilkie.
Well, neither team shooting very well, Dave, as just one field goal in the game, but number of attempts already. Minster is 1 of 6 from the field, and 1 of 5, and Ada 0 for 5 from the field.
Foul on Conor Tombush, first on the Wildcats tonight. Wildcats in white, Bulldogs in the purple and yellow or purple and gold, the uniforms. Souter gives it off the wing to Wilkie. Back to Souter, man-to-man defense for the Wildcats. They play almost exclusively man. We saw them play just a little against New Knoxville.
And that's effective.
And they probably play less than 5% zone. Rolls in. Braden Souter with the runner, and we're tied at 2.
He averages just under 14.5 points a game. His first made bucket ties the game up.
Schmeezing loses it. And it goes to Ada the other way. Ada, part of the Northwest Conference. Souter puts up a shot. Nixon with the basketball.
That's a tough conference.
And a drive, he'll go the foul. Talk about tough conference. Northwest Conference and the MAC have played 16 times this year. Northwest Conference have been 15-1 against the MAC. That's unbelievable, but that's a fact, and that doesn't happen very often.
No, it doesn't. I wonder who got the win against.
I'd have to think about that one, but that's how Northwest Conference, year in, year out, very good conference.
15-1 they've gone against MAC schools. Wow.
I bet that doesn't happen very often against the MAC. You have the likes of Crestview. Lincoln View's undefeated this year. No, they lost to LCC, number-ranked team. Shot by Steckschulte and in.
That's a big-time jump shot. Nice elevation from Jacob Steckschulte.
The leaders in the Northwestern Conference, Lincoln View, Spencerville having a great year. Crestview, solid year. Delphus, Jefferson, Bluffton, and then you have Ada. So some very strong competition in that Northwest Conference as we have a foul on the Wildcats. At that last dead ball, number 24, Aaron Ernst checked in the lineup for the Wildcats.
Last foul against Ada. Actually, they first called it against Souter. At least that's what was announced. They changed it to number 1, Jackson Secor. And for Minster, this foul goes against Bryce Schmeezing, number 10, his first.
Secor drains the 3. Lead to Ada. Minster trying to push the tempo whenever they can. Nixon through the lane to Schmeezing. Kicks it back to Nixon. Nixon through the lane. Ernst loses it, trying to drive through the lane. Ada passing it ahead.
Secor's three-pointer in the last possession, his 10th made three-pointer of the season.
Some miscommunication. Minster the other way. Schmeezing and one.
First turnover of the game for the Bulldogs results in a basket for the Wildcats and a foul.
Coming into the lineup will be Jared Toby, as he will alternate a lot with Conor Tombush as Schmeezing trying to complete the three-point play.
He's one of the better free throw shooters on the season for Coach Lee, 67%.
He'll go out in favor of sophomore Jared Hillsman. A 2-point lead for the Wildcats. Wildcats trying to win their 12th sectional title under Coach Lee tonight, but and that's in 23 years. It'd be the first one in 5 years, though. In 2011, a very strong team. Ended up winning district that year. Last time the Wildcats have won sectional.
So a bit of a drought from what the expectations are kind of there for when you win year in, year out, the expectation gets risen or rises.
Nice drive there by Wilkie. We're tied up at 7. 3, Steckschulte. Jacob Steckschulte, he had some hot shooting early in the game against New Knoxville last week that they were at. He hits the 3.
He makes his first three-pointer of the night. He now has 5 points. His 16th made three-point shot on the season. Shoots at a very decent percentage, right around 30%.
Wilkie with the basketball. Now Bailey. Got a lot of scorers. They have 7 players that average 7 points or higher. Souter trying to create, tipped away. Nixon with the basketball, takes it to the rack and in.
Good job by Josh Nixon. The steal on one end and shoots a very difficult shot on the left side. Had to use his offhand, his left hand, but he gets his first bucket of the game.
Definitely the strategy for the Wildcats is to fast break whenever they can. Secor thought about a 3, moves over and launches it well off the mark. Toby with the rebound. There's a dangerous pass, and it's stolen away by Ada. Into the corner, that's Bailey, in and out on the 3.
The Wildcats commit their 3rd turnover in that possession, but it doesn't result in points as Ada misses a 3.
Ernst not able to hit on the runner. The Bulldogs will walk it up.
Well, they're facing a much different defense tonight than what New Bremen gave them. New Bremen would have been out in their face, again, pressuring the ball handlers. Right now, Minster's basically keeping everyone outside and making them run their offense, consume a lot of clock, and we haven't seen any penetration where they've been able to dish it off to an open receiver on the block or the opposite block.
Long three by Souter. He nails it.
Still just 3 points in that shot. A distant shot for sure. Souter now with 5 points in the quarter.
Steckschulte tries to answer, and Souter comes up with a rebound. Now trying to push the tempo a little bit. Tipped around. Ernst tries to steal it, but he stepped on the line. Host of substitutions, Falk and Schmeezing in the game. Also a couple new players for Ada, number 12, Mason Klingler, and 13, Seth Evans. You talked about Minster's strategy on defense. Their whole team was here on Tuesday night to watch, is what's commonly done. It's the first time the team has seen it. Coach Lee, from what I understand, has seen Ada play 3 times. And there's a step back 2 by Souter.
Souter, difficult shot. You mentioned a step back just inside the 3-point line. He now has 7.
3 ball from the corner pocket by Peter Falk.
Falk with 5 points, his 19th made 3-pointer on the season, shooting 27% from beyond the arc. Minster as a team shooting 32% as a team from beyond 3-point range.
Down to 23 seconds. You probably have to figure Ada will probably go for the last shot. And Minster's content to
let him do it.
We're down to 15 seconds. Souter who has run the offense almost completely. Looking back to his father, Chris, with the strategy. We're down to 5 seconds. He'll just pull up from the 3. That's well off the mark. And Minster have 2 seconds to try to get off a shot.
Boy, Ada's going to let the ball bounce up near half court. That'll help the Minster Wildcats.
Schmeezing gets a decent look, banks it, almost gets to the fall. Pretty even first quarter between Minster and Ada. The Wildcats lead by 3 on our First National Bank scoreboard. We'll be right back.
Hello? Anybody home? This bed's too soft. This bed's too hard.
That one, it's from Francis Furniture.
I like it.
Find your just right at Francis Furniture.
1 quarter in the books here at this sectional final. Minster with a 15-12 lead. Coach Lee's probably pretty happy with how they played the first quarter.
Yeah, not bad. They obviously have a 3-point lead. They shot better, 5-11 from the field, hit a couple 3-pointers along the way, 2 of 5, and defensively only giving up 10 points. You know, you like to have a lead at the end of each quarter, obviously, and Minster has won the first 8-minute battle. Need to build upon that here. And again, Ada, everything's been a lot of perimeter shooting, 7 3-point attempts by the Bulldogs, one of the rare and first penetrating moves that we've really kind of seen, and they capitalize.
Blake Wilkie, 6'1" senior with a nice strong drive. Pick up the first foul on Aaron Ernst as he leaves in favor of Jacob Steckschulte. So Wilkie with a chance to tie it up here with a 3-point play.
Just a 3rd foul against Minster. The first quarter, Ada just 5 of 14 from beyond, or 5 of 14 from the field.
Wilkie ties it up. 15-15. Probably the odds makers would have this game pretty even between these two teams. Probably Minster a little higher, just having the higher seed, but should be a pretty even game. It has been so far. Nice pass underneath the Schmeezing and in.
Good assist. I believe it was from Steckschulte, but Schmeezing took a little contact and got a friendly bounce. He now has 5 points.
Souter gives it up to Wilkie. Those are 2 leading scorers, right at 14 points a game on the season for the Bulldogs. Souter gets it back over to Bailey. Drive by Wilkie and picks up, draws the charge. Nice job there by Jared Toby and picking up the charge for the Wildcats.
Good defense. We talked about keys of the game. Defense, team defense, and there's a case where second row stepped in after Wilkie had an avenue to the basket. They draw the first foul against Wilkie. Team foul number 5 against the Bulldogs.
Nixon and Tombush come back in the game. Coach Lee pretty well an 8-man rotation, occasionally 9, even 10 if needed. Right now on the attack. 3-pointer by Nixon. That's in and out. Rebound by Souter. Souter trying to drive. Kick it out. Bailey with the 3. Rebound through traffic there by Schmeezing. He'll try to take it the whole way off of his foot. Now able to escape by hitting it off the Ada player, and he'll stay with the Wildcats.
Wilkie, number 11 for Ada, hustled down the floor. You could see it coming, caught up, knocked the ball away from Stetschole, but able, as you said, to save it and throw it off a Bulldog to keep possession.
Entry pass to Falk. He loses as he goes up on his shot. Good defense by the Bulldogs.
First turnover for the Wildcats here in quarter number 2. They had 3 in the first, so they're 4th here in the first half. Ada with just 2 turnovers, both them in the first quarter.
Bailey drives, is blocked but fouled. So you can see the strategy has really changed for Ada. They've driven to the hole a lot more.
You've seen a lot more aggressiveness, if you will, with the basketball going to the basket and almost trying to force Minster into what New Bremen did. Force us to go to the basket so when you rotate, we can bounce past to an open shooter.
And you see that sometimes. Neither team took a timeout in the first quarter. The coach, are thinking of what they're seeing, what they need to change. You'll see adjustments a lot, especially early second quarter as Bailey rolls in the first one.
Ada's been going to the basket, but they haven't had the ability to throw to an open receiver. They make 1 of 2 that possession for Bailey, his first point of the night.
Stetschole gives it over to Falk. Down low, Schmeezing loses, but he gets it back. Tombush tries to drive. 3-pointer, Josh Nixon.
5 points for Josh Nixon, his 23rd made 3-point shot of the season, a 34% shooter on the season from 3-point range.
Drive by Souter, off the mark. Here comes the Wildcats the other way. Nixon to the hole and in.
Transition, you mentioned, Dave. The Wildcats can run when needed, and they take advantage of the opportunity and a good heads-up play. And Nixon, a tough guard when he can hustle down the floor that quickly.
I was just going to say they had 20 points, and they have 4 players that scored 5, but Nixon breaks that up as you see the replay brought to you by Sydney Body Car Stars. He now has 7 points in the game. Nixon named first-team All-MAC, one of those rare athletes. He's been named first-team All-MAC in 3 sports, football, basketball, and baseball. And he not able to complete the 3-point play, but a 6-point lead, I believe the biggest lead of the night for the Wildcats.
Sounds about right. You mentioned being a 3-sport All-MAC player. That's a very good bucket list item. If you can achieve that, not many guys can do it in 3 sports.
Not many play 3 varsity sports.
True.
The time it takes, you got to commend anybody who sticks it out and puts in the time. Right now the Wildcats with a 6-point lead. Bulldogs looking back to their coach, Chris Souter. And there's a steal by Tombush. Up ahead, Tombush with the finish on the nice assist by Stetschole. And an 8-point lead for the Cats.
Tombush created the steal at one end. Boy, nice when you do that, and then you get rewarded down at the other end for Tombush, his first 2 points of the game.
Tombush, the defensive specialist, he usually guards the best scorer on no matter what the position is. There's a long 3 off the mark by Conley, who just recently checked in. Stetschole down to Hillsman. He'll throw up a 3-point or a reverse layup. He lost his balance as he shot that. Conley back in the game. He was out early with 2 fouls. He's playing with 2. Also Secor in the game with 2 fouls. Ada trying to work against this 8-point lead. They were able to drive a lot early in this quarter. 3-pointer off the mark by Conley, and the following in. Stick back by Jordan Bailey. Ball knocked out of bounds by Ada.
That was a big basket by Jordan Bailey, right spot on that missed shot to get points on the board for the Bulldogs. It's been a different night for them compared to their sectional opening game against New Bremen. Forced to shoot a lot more perimeter shots, not getting those plays that really help your offensive rhythm where you get a bang-bang offensive basket after basket. It's been a different night.
Hard shot off the mark by Nixon. Souter tries to chase it down. I don't think he had to, unless one of his teammates tipped it on the rebound.
I don't know who tipped it. If that was the long rebound, it must have gone off of a Bulldog. So a long offensive team rebound for the Wildcats.
24-18 on our First National Bank scoreboard. First National Bank, think first. Wildcats trying to build in their 6-point lead. Just 3 at the quarter break. Working around Nixon through the lane. Can't get it to fall. Battle for the rebound. A frustration foul on Nixon.
Nixon with a big jump stop, able to kind of force his way into the interior, but couldn't get a good quality shot off and picks up his first foul.
Coached by timeout by Chris Souter of Ada. It's a 30-second timeout. I'd like to thank our sponsors for making this tournament telecast possible. Francis Furniture, Fowler's TV, NKTelco Sports, New Knoxville Supply, Orthopedic Association of Southwest Ohio, NKTelco, For You Office Supplies, Wagner's IGA, St. Mary's Trucking, Carriage Works, Minster Bank, Minster Dental. Our replay sponsor tonight, as always, Sydney Body Car Star. Our keys to the game, as always, Blades Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Salina, where the dealer makes a difference. And our longtime scoreboard sponsor, First National Bank. First National Bank, think first. And on that First National Bank scoreboard, Wildcats up by 6.
Well, their offense has been good. They've gotten some breakout baskets in transition because other than that, both teams, when it's been 5-on-5 half-court offenses, the offenses have struggled. But Minster, I should say, getting a few breakouts and the big plays on transition versus the Bulldogs, who I don't think have any points really in transition. They got a big one, though, the last possession, a stick back by Jordan Bailey on an offensive rebound.
Conley hits a 3. That's his 3rd attempt in recent minutes there.
Well, all
he
three
hits a 3. As you
in this
talk,
second quarter, his first make. He leads the team in three-point makes, now at 37 on the season.
drive by Steck, Schulte, fade away, rolls off. Good hustle by Toby to keep it alive. Steck Schulte again hits it.
Second chance points, good hustle play by the Wildcats.
Jared Toby reached up there. He didn't really have position, but just swatted it back to a teammate.
Won't get credit for the rebound, but definitely Coach Lee will note that in his memory, and good play by Toby.
Three-pointer off the mark by Bailey, and a foul on the rebound. And that's the 7th team foul, so we'll go the other way, and the Cats will shoot the 1-and-1.
Foul goes against number 11, Blake Wilkie, his second foul.
And it'll be the sophomore Jared Hillsman will shoot free throws for the Wildcats.
66% free throw shooter on the season for Hillsman, and what a big chance here to put some points on the board for his team, and more importantly, make some free throws, something Minster has struggled with. And you think if someone maybe starts knocking some down, it would maybe be contagious.
Hillsman able to hit the first one. Hillsman, a 6'1" sophomore, came up full-time on varsity around Christmas time. Played JV before that. The JV team won 19-2 for Minster, so some strong grades coming up. Can't get the second one to fall. Ada will walk it up, down by 6, coming up on the 2-minute mark before half.
Coach Lee was correct. Ada doesn't really like to run. I mean, they want to, like I said, keep their possession, maybe limit possessions for the other team at the same token, and very deliberate at times in offense. And Minster, playing good defense, but just not overly aggressive defense.
Bailey was open and unbelievable. Ernst just went up to try to get the rebound, and somehow he tips it in. Bad luck for the Wildcats.
And the basket they're going to credit for Bailey, I guess. At least that's what they put on the board.
So it's ever the closest, I think, is how they do it. An oddity that you don't see more than once or twice all season. And there's a steal, but Hillsman gets it back. Ernst, 3 ball. Off the mark, and Conley with the rebound.
And they will walk it up. So, boy, was it not, what was the biggest lead? Just probably 3 minutes ago?
It was 8, yeah. It was 8 points a couple minutes ago.
So Bulldogs have put together some, call it luck. Scoring possessions, the last one a rarity, but they get points, and they can make this a very tight game here on this jumper
Wilkie, good defense there by the Wildcats. I think it was Nixon forced him to put up a tough shot.
Yeah, it was difficult. You know, he went up, really had a guy in his face.
Hillsman with the drive. Can't finish. Rebound to the Bulldogs. Under a minute to go. Wildcats led by 3 at the quarter break, leading by 4. Let's see if Ada will milk it all the way down or just run through their offense. Wilkie trying to work off a screen. Conley, their offense is mainly Souter and Wilkie. And then Conley and Bailey seem like they get their threes when needed, and Secor. As we mentioned, a lot of different weapons. Looks like they are going for the last shot.
Souter had the shot near the end of the first quarter and came up with a kind of a bad miss. He gives it up now with under 6. He gets it back, so he's going to have to go pretty quick.
Souter down to 3 seconds. Drive, kick out, Secor in and out. 3/4 of the way down, but it does not fall. As we go to halftime, as the teams go to the locker rooms, your score in the First National Bank scoreboard, Minster 27, Ada 23. We'll be right back with the halftime stats in the second half on NKTelco Sports.
Take your game day party to the next level with a new TV and Sonos sound system from Fowler's TV in St. Mary's. A Sonos sound system takes all the action into every room of your home and outdoors. Break your home into zones and control the content and level right from your phone or tablet, enabling you to enjoy the game or not with the touch of a finger. Add a security camera system connected to your TV from Fowler's, and never leave another friend stuck outside in the cold. Fowler's TV, taking game day to the next level.
If you want to save 70% on your heating, cooling, and hot water costs, the answer is right under your feet. Let New Knoxville Supply install a water furnace geothermal system and use the natural temperature from the earth for a more constant temperature in your home. Also ask about our new Symphony home management system. Control temperatures, track energy usage, and receive safety alerts for everything, including your sump pump. All from anywhere, anytime. Now is the time to calculate your savings at newknoxvillesupply.com.
We're at halftime here in this sectional final between Minster and Ada. Minster leads by 4. Jeff Hensham with the halftime stats.
Well, Dave, a bit of a slow-down atmosphere here tonight. It seemed like I expected some more points, but right now Minster on top 27-23. Ada not shooting very well from the field, just 9 of 25. Minster a little bit better, 11 for 23. Each team has hit 3 3-pointers. The Bulldogs have attempted 13 compared to Minster's 9. Neither team really a lot of opportunities from the free throw line, just 2 of 3 for Ada, 2 of 5 for Minster. Rebounding margin is even, and a turnover battle. Both teams doing a decent job, pretty good job with just the 3 turnovers for Ada and the 4 for the Wildcats. Our first half scoring leaders for the Ada Bulldogs, Braden Souter with 7, 5 apiece from Wilkie and Bailey, 3 apiece from Secor and Conley. Their total of 23. For Minster, 2 players with 7, Nixon and Stetscholde, 2 players with 5, Falk and Smeezing. Tombush added 2, and Jared Hillsman added 1 for their total of 27.
Hey, look at those numbers, Jeff. The team stats pretty even. Both teams very balanced scoring between them. A lot of players at the 7 and 5 mark. It's very reflective as just a 4-point game right now.
Yeah, it's just Minster, if you look at how they scored, Minster got a few buckets, I think, in transition. I don't recall Ada getting any buckets like with 1 on none or any type of numbers. So they've had to really work with their offense tonight, have the Bulldogs, and it slowed them down a bit. Remember, they scored 75 their last outing, but as a team, they averaged 54. So in that regard, still a little bit above their average, but Minster's done a nice job tonight, played cleaner. I like that neither team has committed a lot of turnovers. In a high-pressure game, both teams have taken care of the basketball.
Drive by Falk and in. He did that the first possession to start the game. Drew the foul. Starts the second half the same way.
Correct. Good move, and by both, to start the first and third quarters, gets the foul after making the basket, missed the free throw the first time, and finished that shot, I think, actually with his right hand, and likewise misses the free throw here.
Normally shoots left-handed, plays baseball right-handed, as we talked about the last time he played in Knoxville.
Throws the baseball right-handed and shoots left-handed.
But a 6-point lead, a slight change on the lineup for Ada as Wilkie saves the ball out of bounds.
Up the other way, Falk. There's contact. They'll call a blocking foul, and that's the third foul on the big guy, Owen Conley.
He didn't play a lot of minutes in the first quarter with those 2 fouls, and came in the second quarter, hit a 3-pointer, and he's going to see once if he's going to spend some more time on the bench to try to get by without picking up his 4th.
I started to say they changed their lineup a little bit. Jordan Bailey, number 15, more of an inside player, starting in place of Jackson Secor in the second half compared to the first half, as Falkness is again struggling from the free throw line.
As a team, yeah, Minster 2 of 5 in the first half, 0 for 2 here to start the second half.
Steps away from the free throw line a little gingerly.
Yeah, it looked like he was almost, well, there was contact. I'm sure when he ran into Conley that easily could have bruised something or bumped something. Makes his first free throw of the night.
As he leaves, as he limps off a little gingerly. Falk has to play inside on this vertically challenged team for Minster, but he's replaced by Jared Hillsman, and 7-point lead now for the Wildcats as they score the first 3 points this half. Wilkie goes one way, the Wildcats go the other way. Nixon tries to help but draws the foul.
Nixon his second foul, and free throws coming up for Wilkie, and a nice move, read the defense well. Boy, with Conley out of the game, he's a 6'4 junior. There is really, the whole playing surface is all 10 guys right around, probably separated maybe by 2 inches. If I read the stats right.
Yeah, you have Lee at 6'2 for Ada left, and you have Tombush at 6'2, and that's just barely above 6'1. And yeah, none of them are very big, so yeah, a pretty small lineup. Up ahead, Hillsman, strong off the glass, rebound by Wilkie.
It's just so balanced. I mean, all 10 guys are just within probably an inch or 2, and usually it's like there's at least one guy on the court that's got a few more inches than everyone else, but not the case here. The second turnover of the quarter for the Bulldogs. Remember, they only had 3 in the first 16 minutes. They committed 2 in just over a minute of the third quarter.
See if the Wildcats can build on their lead. They had an 8-point lead, I believe, in the second quarter. Now it's 7. Tombush gives it up to Schmeezing. Nixon drives through the lane, left-handed shot, too strong. Rebound to Ada. Souter steps back. Runs the offense. Conley's in the game with 3 fouls. And it's rebound by Tombush. Up ahead, 3-on-2. Steckschulte pull up. That is short. Tombush with the board. Kick it out. Steckschulte will try again and drain the 3. We had a similar play to that earlier where Steckschulte had 2 shots and both times he follows through. He now has 10.
Well, big answer, second chance points, and Minster the biggest lead of the game. And Ada, the last trip, that was, I believe, their first field goal attempt in the third quarter. So they've had a couple of turnovers and just the free throws, but not getting many shots off here against the Minster team, and they're going to survive here as running out of real estate will be Hillsman trying to run down the ball he deflected.
Winner of this game will play St. Henry, who defeated New Knoxville in their first game tonight. Whoever wins here will play St. Henry the second game at Walk. The first game will be between the teams that come out of the Allen East part of the sectional. Right now is Lima Perry playing Ridgemont in the first game, and Fort Recovery playing Upper Soda Valley. Lima Perry the 1 seed, Fort Recovery the 2 seed, and a great defensive play there by Nixon. They have 5-on-4 right now. And Hillsman drains the 3. Jared Hillsman with his first points of the night. Timeout by the Bulldogs. Wildcats with a 13-point lead. Full timeout. You're watching high school tournament basketball on NKTelco Sports.
I happened to pivot wrong and hurt my knee. I ended up tearing my ACL. It hit me pretty hard because I love playing lacrosse. I met my surgeon and he made me feel confident about being able to get back into playing lacrosse. They always just took such good care of me, and they really were confident in what they were doing, which made me feel confident that I would be able to get back to playing lacrosse.
Your employees are your most valuable asset. Protect them by stopping copier violence. 4U Office provides a full line of quality printers and copiers that keeps your team working efficiently and safely.
Jared Hillsman with a rare three gives his Wildcats a 13-point lead, but a quick answer there by Blake Wilkie.
Wilkie, a good answer following the timeout. His team needed a basket. They get one.
Tombush through traffic. Conley with a rebound. Souter trying to push the tempo, and he draws the foul. They'll say the foul is before the shot. Souter wanted to call. One of those in the NBA, there would be no doubt there. But contact was before the shot.
Stet Scholey picks up his first foul, team number 2.
Toby in for Tombush. 2 seniors alternate, 7 seniors on this Minster team. Souter, reverse dribble, a nice steal by Hillsman. Pushes it up ahead and stolen back. And there is a foul at half court on Nixon. That will be his 3rd foul, the first Wildcat with 3 fouls. So a lot of action there in a span of about 5 or 6 seconds.
Nixon will enter, or I should say leave the game, leave the game with the 3 fouls. And what I was trying to say, looked like he was hobbling a bit during that collision, maybe took a knee and a thigh. Hopefully he can walk that one off, and for Ada here a chance to get back in single digits. They had a score, I believe, with Souter in their last possession following the timeout, or shortly after that timeout.
Wilkie, a block by Hillsman, but they'll call a foul. Seemed like he blocked it clean, but I think he might have got him with the body.
Hillsman's first foul, team's 4th. Well, Hillsman, as you mentioned, maybe hit a big 3-pointer for the Wildcats, Dave. Doesn't shoot a lot of them. It's only his 5th make, and a little confidence from the sophomore, hitting a big shot in tournament action.
Blake Wilkie with the first free throw. We take another look on the foul call.
Yeah, down on the elbow. Good call. Just because the ball gets swatted out of the air, I think a lot of people think that was clean. It was, but there was contact on the elbow. I mean,
and in high school, that's a foul. At the upper levels, like NBA, they'll call that clean. But that's a whole different level. That was the right call by the referees here, who generally game in, game out, do a nice job. We kind of take for granted. Wildcats with a 9-point lead. They had a 13-point lead. Falk, nice dish to Toby. Can't follow, but he keeps it alive. Falk will drive in. Jared Toby in the first half, he kept it alive on a tip. That resulted in a point, and once again, Falk finishes here on this time. Rebound, Ada came up with it, and Toby ends up getting with a second chance. Jared Toby not really scoring much, but making his presence known on the defensive end. There's Ernst with a follow. Aaron Ernst with his first points in the game, and the lead back to 13.
7 points here in a quarter by the Wildcats coming off offensive rebounds. They've really capitalized on offensive glass. A big lead now for the Wildcats.
Drive to the rack. Secor can't get to the fall. He gets his own rebound and in. Good hustle by Jason Secor.
Where the basketball hung up on the rim there, and the Wildcats watched it. Secor found the avenue, got his own missed shot, his 5th point of the night.
Toby through the lane is fouled, so a nice cut by Jared Toby. And the senior will go to the line to shoot 2. Toby, one of 8 players on this team to score in double figures this season. He had 10 earlier in the season against Marion Local. And he hits it. He's a senior. He did not play basketball his junior year. Decided to come back, and he's been a key player off the bench, gives some strength, not a lot of height, but strong body underneath. As he knocks down a pair of free throws.
That might be a little bit of momentum that the Wildcats need. That's first time in a long time they made 2 free throws and back-to-back. And strong move, as you mentioned, by the senior, helping his team here. He's also, as we mentioned his name, on some rebounding, maybe not coming up with a rebound, but definitely keeping the ball alive.
Rebound, not able to follow, and Hillsman did a nice job to save it. Lee had a chance there for the second chance point, but it rolled off. A lot of the shots for Ada have just rolled off tonight. Falk,
Travel.
all they call a travel. Is he on the spin move? Referee says one too many steps.
Boy, Falk is very creative. He has shot some awkward, good shots, but boy, he will twist and turn his body and find ways to get to the basket. And that time it goes in, but traveled before he got the shot off.
And Conley travels. He tries to go baseline. Conor Tombush will check back in.
Ada now with 4 turnovers in this quarter. They had 3 in the first half, so they've equaled that plus 1, 7 for the game. Minster had 4 turnovers in the first half, 2 here in the third quarter, a total of 6.
Minster has scored 16 points here this quarter. 3 ball off the mark, but there's another offensive rebound. Toby will drive, will kick it out. Schmeezing with the 3, in and out. Ernst with the rebound. Now in a 4th chance, Toby tips, and there's a foul. 5 chances, and ultimately Toby is fouled, will shoot 2 more.
Crashing the glass very well. That's, of course, unofficially probably Minster's 7th offensive rebound of this quarter, not game, quarter. And they've already countered with 7 points. Now make that 8 on consecutive free throws now, 3 in a row by Jared Toby.
Make it 4. Talk about the struggles on the free throw line. Toby's hit it, increased the percentage there of his last 4 tosses.
There wasn't much room for the Cats' shooting percentage other than go up. And Toby has stepped up to hit 4 in a row in this quarter, and more offensive second chance points for the Cats.
Souter with the drive. Draws the foul, and they will say that's before the shot again. Souter not happy with the call. They'll say he wanted to go to the line to shoot too, but it would just be a common foul on the 15 foul.
Peter Falk, his 2nd foul, team's 5th.
Steckschulte in, also Nixon in. A lot of interchangeable parts for these Wildcats. The advantage when you don't have a lot of height, you can have a lot of players that can play at the same spots. And there's Schmeezing with the steal.
Quick hands.
All the way in and 1. Nice steal, nice drive and finish by Bryce Schmeezing.
Well, he stole it down here and wasted no time, and picking up his 4th foul is Owen Conley. A big foul against the Bulldogs as Conley averages 8 points a game, 6 rebounds, his 4th foul. He will probably come out here before this free throw.
Schmeezing the season high. He had 18 points against Botkins, been in double figures 5 times on the season. The Wildcats having a huge 4th quarter.
Third quarter,
I'm sorry. As they've come alive on the free throw line as well. In an 18-point lead. Again, this was 4 points at halftime.
6 made free throws in a row. That one plus 4 by Toby, and then Peter Falk hit his last of a 2-shot foul. The Wildcats has hit 6 free throws in a row.
6 in a row might be a streak for the whole season. It's as we've said, it's been a bit of a struggle from the line, and they put it together here in the third quarter as Jason Secor drove, go to the line to shoot 2.
Jackson Secor, 5 points on the night. His first free throw attempt, and he makes it.
And the way Ada plays, a very deliberate style. You never say never, but it's not the one that you can play catch up, but there's still a lot of time here as he hits a pair.
Got to wonder if maybe Ada, when we get into the 4th quarter and see what the score is, if they'll probably try to test the Wildcats on the free throw line. Now, granted, the Wildcats have come up big here in their past few trips, but percentages usually will balance out, and there's a chance the Wildcats miss some free throws and Ada gets hot on offense. They can chisel that lead down and get back into a single-digit lead and challenge the Wildcats.
Or you can go more of a pressure defense. You can't Leopard can't change his spots. You can't all of a sudden play an up-tempo offense. So that's one thing you can do is foul in defense. Right now we're under a minute. They're really making Minster work on offense.
And Minster might be making Ada work on defense too, likewise. And just, you got a 16-point lead, and you've had a good third quarter. You've really opened up some space here. Yes, you've outscored them. You were ahead by 4 at halftime. You lead by 16 now. And boy, if you could make that 18 or 19 at the buzzer, that would be a big momentum for the Wildcats heading into the final 8 minutes.
Sneezing. Looks like the Wildcats may be content to run out the clock here.
Do you know when they started this possession? Was it over a minute?
Had to be at least a minute and a half. I know it was, they had it when it went under a minute. I'd say it was a minute and a half. They have a lot of ball handlers. You really have 2 point guards with Steckschulte and Schmeezing in the lineup. A lot of other good ball handlers. Hillsman will have to put up a 3, in and out. Toby keeps it alive. Bailey, they'll have to launch a long 3, and that will end the quarter. Good third quarter for the Wildcats as they extend their lead to 16. We'll be right back.
Wegner's IGA have been servicing their communities for more than 90 years, spanning 3 generations. Wegner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and a variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wegner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and now New Bremen.
There's a lot of early mornings that go into 40 years of service, a lot of miles on these tires, and millions of pounds of cargo have traveled in these trailers. It's about dependable service, the kind of service that shows up 30 minutes early every time, that gets your products, cargo, and business from point A to point B safely, quickly, and efficiently. We are St. Mary's Trucking, traveling the roads of commerce in Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Kentucky. Men and women who produce the solutions that make your business grow, because the most important thing to them is you.
On our First National Bank scoreboard, Minster leads 47-31 as they outscore Ada in that third quarter, 20-8.
A good third quarter by the Cats. They shoot 6 of 16 from the floor. And the Bulldogs struggled in the third quarter. They're going to get a good start here, just 2 of 9 from the field. But they're going to get a good start here in the fourth quarter.
Second chance point there by Blake Wilkie. Wilkie with 11, short on the free throw. Nice rebound by Tombush, and it's thrown away. Wilkie is fouled. That's the 8th team foul, so Ada will go score with the clock stopped.
Boy, they've been knocked down some free throws now. Long way to go, but boy, scoring right away without the clock running and go to the free throw line, knock down some shots. You maybe put some pressure on and maybe put the Cats on the line. Bulldogs could use that avenue to try to climb back into this.
Rolls in the first one. Minster has put together 3 solid quarters. We talked about one of their keys is to avoid the droughts. They've had scoring droughts against Versailles and New Knoxville. They'll try to avoid it here in the fourth quarter as Wilkie with 5 points here to start off. 4 points here to start off the fourth quarter.
Good start for the Bulldogs. A long way to go, and see what's now with the Minster offense, which has been very consistent tonight. Can answer with kind of a big possession here to help keep that Ada energy or momentum to nullify it.
Steckschulte, nice bounce pass and in. Good dish by Steckschulte. Good cut to the basket by Tombush and finishes there. A nice answer for the Wildcats.
Takes 2 to tango. Steckschulte drove, and more importantly, Tombush sensed the opening and gave his teammate, in this case Steckschulte, an easy avenue just to drop a bounce pass down and pick up the kind of somewhat easy basket and draw the foul against Wilkie.
3-point play by Conor Tombush pushes the lead back up to 15.
Tombush with 5 right at his season average.
Souter tries to roll on in. Wilkie almost came up with another rebound, and he steals it away, and he's fouled. So Blake Wilkie didn't quit on that play, ended up with a steal, and he'll go line to shoot 2 more.
Tombush commits his 3rd foul, the 9th for the Wildcats.
Another chance for Ada to score with the clock stopped. Wilkie misses the first. Jared Toby back in for his teammate Tombush. Another chance for Wilkie. Rolls in. A little full court pressure here, man-to-man by the Bulldogs. Steckschulte against Wilkie, does a nice job of breaking the pressure. Finds Toby, reverse layup and in.
Nice move by Jared Toby. 6 points all here in the second half.
Another nice assist by Steckschulte. Offensive foul on Braden Souter. We'll turn the ball back to Minster.
Souter trying to create a move to the basket. Wildcats just in his face the whole path and extended that arm for his first foul of the game. 7th against the Bulldogs.
Steckschulte running the show, doing a nice job at point guard tonight. The senior is fouled.
Boy, Souter a step away from taking it to the house and commits his second foul and puts the free throws, I should say puts the Cats on the free throw line.
Steckschulte averaging 8.1 on the season, 9 double figures game. He had 21 as his high game of the season. Check that, yeah, 21 as he misses the free throw. And there's another offensive rebound.
Well, the Cats have really dominated the offensive glass. They had 7 offensive rebounds in the third quarter. 1 here now, so they've really taken care of business. And more importantly, in the third quarter, they've turned a lot of those back into points. I think they got 9 points off second chance opportunities in that third quarter.
Steckschulte tries to drive, will bounce it out. Wildcats in no hurry with a 16-point lead, trying to win their first sectional title since 2011.
Minster, trying to stretch it out here a little bit. Not a team that likes to slow it down. Sometimes this is hard for them when they're used to going at a fast pace to try to stall, if you will, and then go back to offense.
Nice defense there by Wilkie as Falk was wide open, but Wilkie tipped the pass and it ended up going off of Toby. Turnover gives it to the Bulldogs. Again, the Northwest Conference has been 15-1 against MAC opponents this year. Minster trying to win their first game, and there's the steal, or the second game for the conference. Nice steal by Nixon. He'll take it to the hole and in.
Good move by Nixon. Not only the defensive play from behind, stealing it, bringing it down. Nothing, no numbers. The defense in the shift to pick their guys up. Left a huge opening for him. He took advantage of it.
Conley catch and shoot. We have a foul in the backcourt. Wildcats will go the other way to shoot 1 and 1.
Sauter has picked up 3 fouls here, all in about the past minute and a half, as you kind of sense the Bulldogs losing maybe a little bit of their confidence here and almost a desperation mode.
Hillsman and Tombush in for Falk and Toby. They both get a hand from the Minster faithful. So he hits the first foul shot.
Smeezing 3 for 3 this evening from the free throw line.
And again, as the Wildcats have shot well from the free throw line, at least the last several minutes. Wilkie trying to create, finds
Bailey.
Lead at 20. Wildcats at one time they'll have to call a timeout. 30-second timeout. Like to thank our sponsors for making this telecast possible. NKTelco Sports, Francis Furniture, Fowler's TV, New Knoxville Supply, NKTelco, Orthopedic Association of Southwest Ohio, 4U Office Supplies, Wagner's IGA, St. Mary's Trucking, Carriage Works, Minster Dental, Minster Bank. Our replay sponsor, Sydney Body Car Star. Our player of the game sponsor tonight, McDonald's. Sponsor one for Minster as you see some of the replays of some big plays here tonight for the Wildcats.
Yeah, they've played pretty solid tonight. Coach Lee wanted them to get back to the basics, and that includes playing good defense, taking care of the basketball, and he felt his team just couldn't shoot very well. They've shot much better tonight, and a nice little added bonus is their free throw shooting seems to be increasing tonight, and that confidence, if they can hold on here, they can take that into their next game.
There's was off of Nixon. And this team is, for a stretch there, they were 9-2. They really had like a magical season going on. They knocked off Fort Recovery. They knocked off Coldwater in back-to-back Fridays. And things were going in, and then the last two games, they lost the magic.
Yeah, the Versailles game was just an ugly loss to a good Versailles team, and then they had to go to New Knoxville at their last home game, and New Knoxville shoots lights out, 21 of 31. A tough matchup. The Wildcats hung in there, but ended up losing by 15.
Bryce Schmeezing with a follow. Schmeezing now with 12, and a 22-point lead for the Wildcats. Wildcats have not had very many games that they've had this type of a lead.
Well, their defense, I think, adding all the offensive stuff we've talked about, they've really kept Ada. They've kept the offensive player in front of them. They have not been beaten backdoor. They've played straight up, forced some difficult shots. Just all around good team defense here tonight. A solid performance by the Wildcats.
Also, the rebounding, especially on offense, has been big as Nixon will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, the offensive rebounds, they've really capitalized on those chances tonight. And, again, these teams are evenly matched. It's not like they've got 3 6'6" kids out there just swatting them out of the air from shorter guys. They're getting good position.
As Nixon hits the first one, another thing that there's an advantage of being a higher seed. You can take the bye. You can have your normal week of practice. They just had their normal practice. Ada had to probably get in an extra practice, play Tuesday night, come back on Friday, and sometimes, I know they don't play a fast pace, that can wear on you a little bit. And I don't know if that's the reason, but again, there's an advantage to having that bye. You have a normal week compared to not too many teams in this area play Tuesday, Friday.
No, not like the Shelby County League does. And
yeah, so it's an adjustment. Conley will try another 3. Tipped around, Nixon with the rebound. Wildcats are almost in keep-away mode. Again, a lot of good ball handlers. Tombush, for being the big guy, handles the ball quite well. Steckschulte dribbles through traffic to Hillsman. And there's Nixon. Will do the reverse layup. Can't get it to fall. Wildcats are okay with that. It's easy when you got a 23-point lead. Souter with the shot. Braden Souter now with 9 points.
His first points of the second half. 7 in the first half. That basket right there, just his first points since halftime.
And he picks up his 4th foul on the reach-in foul on Schmeezing. So Schmeezing will go to the line.
Schmeezing 4 for 4 from the free throw line tonight. One of the better shooters on the season at 67% for the Wildcats, and a chance again to maybe build some more confidence here and get some good rhythm for the free throw stroke as they will if they hold on here to face a very good St. Henry team.
That shot lights out against New Knoxville, and as Josh Nixon will leave, Brett Holscher, another senior, into the lineup for the Wildcats, has come off the bench a lot this year and sometimes. And he gets some action here. Minster played St. Henry the first game of the season for Minster and beat St. Henry 60-52 on their home floor. That was after St. Henry had about 3 games under the belt. Minster a little late start with football. So it'll be a rematch of very early in the season. A lot has changed since that time. Schmeezing hits the free throw. Schmeezing with 13. He's been quiet the last couple games. Has only scored 1 point over the last 2 games. One thing the Minster's had a lot more balance on offense. A lot of players have scored tonight. Shot by Secor in for the Bulldogs.
Secor with 10, but yeah, the Minster's getting good balance tonight. Number of guys are scoring, and
Holscher has it kicked. Into the game, Alex Iding replaces Schmeezing. Alex Iding, another senior, along with Brett Holscher, getting some action here. For Ader, Tommy Chen in as Jason Secor leaves. Both teams are getting a lot of players on the floor. As Minster will move on to the district. Wapakoneta on Tuesday night. We will have that game on NKTelco Sports It's the second game at 8 o'clock at Wapakoneta. They played there early this year. They played against the Redskins early in the season. Ended up losing, but a pretty close game. There's a steal the other way by Souter and in. Braden Sauer not giving up.
Sauter with 11 points now for the senior guard, playing probably, in his last game for his dad. A good player for Sauter, averages just under 15 points a game this season. He has 11 tonight.
Substitution is Colton Lee will leave, a senior for Ada. Coach Sauter will bring Wilkie off, another senior, as he's trying to give the seniors some recognition, gives them a hug as it goes in. Coach has spent a lot of time with these players.
And now his son will check out.
Gave the other two players a hug. I imagine the same here. Father and son. They hate all the time they spent together. They hate to see it come to the end. Couple substitutions for Minster. Isaac Smeezing just checked in for Jacob Steckschulte. Andrew Brering also in. Ben Stubbs. And as Wildcats will move on to the district with a dominating second half.
Yeah, this was a 4-point game after 2 8-minute quarters, and Minster's offense has really increased, and their defense has been even, I think, more impressive here in the second half, and not the same amount of scoring for Ada in each half, but just been very consistent.
Chenlith shot off the mark. Brering with the rebound. So Isaac Schmeezing will now run the point. Alex Eiding gives it up to Holscher to the hole. Can't get it to fall, but Brett Holscher will go to the line to shoot two.
Be a good chance here for the senior to get his points in the book. He's not shot a lot of free throws this season.
First one banks it home. I think you call it.
Hey, it all goes up on our First National Bank scoreboard as point number 61. Look at pop a shot.
Can't get the second one to fall. Rebound to Ada. We're at a minute. So Minster will play St. Henry in a MAC rematch. The MAC has won that district almost every year in the last 20 years. I think Ada won it back around 2009, one of the rare non-MAC teams to win it. Chen will put up a shot. Holscher with the rebound. As you could have another MAC team as Fort Recovery's on the other side at Allen East. I don't know what the score is. The other one, number 1 seed, is Perry. So you would think they probably advance. Again, we don't know what the score here. As the fans stand up for the Wildcats, as they have put on a very good performance. As Andrew Brang is fouled. The Minster has had the type of season for a while that was so magical. You hated to have them lose the last 3 games, and that kind of was just like, wow, that was all for nothing.
Yeah, at least now, pick up a win, and, they played so well since we turned to 2016, a 9-2 stretch in there, end up 9-4 before this game tonight, but had a nice run going on, and they're going to at least get another W here and move on. Again, a good matchup. The Redskins, a good team, played very well tonight against New Knoxville. Couldn't really put them away until the very end, but shot the ball very well.
Brang misses the first free throw. The sophomore hits the second. Probably down to the last possession here. Wildcats will go to 13-9 on the season. The Bulldogs will end their season at 13-11. One last shot by Secor. The final score in the First National Bank scoreboard. The Wildcats 62. The Bulldogs 43. We'll be right back to wrap it up.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
You owe it to yourself twice a year a checkup at Minster Dental Care. Our specialized doctors, Jim Overman, Jim Myring, Sean Sharp, and Philip Slunkowski, are ready to give you the smile you've always dreamed of at any stage of your life. Pediatric, orthodontic, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry are just a few of the services offered. Our latest advancements include CEREC dentistry that allows us to create and deliver a crown in one convenient visit. We're located on State Route 66 in Minster, 419-628-3380 to schedule your appointment today. You owe it to yourself.
Hello? I've been in an accident. My van's not drivable, and I have my kids, and they need to get to school,
Ma'am.
but I can't.
Ma'am, relax. We'll take care of it.
Thank you.
At Sydney Body Car Star, we don't just take care of your vehicle, we take care of you. With Enterprise Rent-A-Car on site, we get you back to your daily routine with minimal interruptions, returning your car and your family back to normal. Sydney Body Car Star. Relax. We'll take it from here.
The Minster Wildcats cutting down the net. Alex Lemko followed Mike Kettner, getting his little piece of this sectional title here, his memory. One of the managers getting a chance here as Minster wins their 12th sectional title under Coach Lee. Their first one since 2011 and a convincing 62-43 win over the Ada Bulldogs for their 13th win of the season, snaps a two-game losing streak. As Isaac Schmeesen will be the next man up. To cut down the nets, the managers anxious to follow. I believe that's Cole Albers is next. They get one of the little pieces on the bottom of the net. Wildcats fans are sticking around. Happy team, happy fans. They're all trying to get their souvenir here. Next manager is Andrew Kettner. They get instructions from the AD, Eric Goodwin. We'd like to thank Mr. Goodwin for his hospitality. As always at Coldwater, we've come here a lot of years, and they have never disappointed, have everything set up for us. Pretty nice hospitality suite as well. As the Wildcats will advance to play St. Henry, we will have that on NKTelco Sports from Wapakoneta on Tuesday night. Also heard that Fort Laramie Redskins defeated Russia tonight. We will have their game as well next week. They play at UD. I'm not sure on the time exactly. It's Andrew Buring cutting the net. So we go in grade order. So he hands it to fellow sophomore Jared Hillsman. It's been 5 years since they've cut down any nets for the Wildcats. First winning season they've had in 3 years. So scissors now to Ben Stubbs, one of 3 juniors, and will be followed by 7 seniors. Now Bryce Schmeesen. This team had a lot of football success, had a late season start. lost a lot of height. They had at least 4 players at 6'4" or taller that were graduated. A lot of the scoring left as well, but they've stepped up, and now Aaron Ernst with his piece of the twine, and now we'll hand it on to the seniors. Josh Nixon will lead them. One of 7 seniors have stepped up this year. As he goes, hands it off to Alex Eiding. Nixon had 10 points, one of 4 players in double figures tonight. Hands it off to Alex Eiding.
Smeezing, the 13 points, as you mentioned, leads the Wildcats tonight, and he shot very well from the free throw line. 5 of 6.
Eiding hands it off to Jacob Steckschulte.
Steckschulte with 10 points on the night.
He will be our player of the game tonight. Scored 10 points, had a lot of assists, did a nice job of running the offense. Congratulations to Jacob Steckschulte. Thanks to McDonald's for our player of the game, Jared Toby.
Well, there's a guy that ends up with 6 points all in the second half, 4 for 4 from the free throw line, but we mentioned his name a lot just with keeping basketballs alive after Mr. shots that his teammates ended up with, but he kept them alive and kept possessions alive for the Wildcats.
Conor Tombush, next senior up with 5 points on the night. Now to Brad Holster. He had that banked in free throw late. Very good defensive player, brings a lot of intensity when he's in the ball game and also to the practice floor. Peter Falk, solid game for the senior. Falk on the night with 10 points also. Wildcats advance with a win over Ada, 62-43 on our First National Bank scoreboard. Our sponsors tonight, NKTelco Sports, Francis Furniture, Fowler's TV, NKTelco, New Knoxville Supply, Orthopedic Association of Southwest Ohio, 4U Office Supply, Wagner's IGA, St. Mary's Trucking, Carriage Works, Minster Bank, Minster Dental. Now the freshman coach, Kurt Albers, getting his souvenir. Replay sponsor tonight, Sydney Body Car Star, Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Salina. Our keys to the game sponsor, our players to the game sponsor, McDonald's, Roger Bokey, and he's varsity assistant. He's been with the program for several years. Able to get his souvenir. I'll hand it on to the JV coach, Michael McClurg. His team went 19-2 at JV this season. We only got one more coach left. So McClurg will hand the scissors to Coach Lee. Coach Lee right now talking to some media people, actually talking to his father, who's a frequent visitor almost to all the games. Always talks to him after the game, and we'll have Adam Kanapke, some of the practice players, get in the piece of the net. Jared Schultze, these freshmen and sophomore on that successful JV team, not able to dress. You're limited by numbers there, but they've been practicing all week. Ran the scout team, ran the Ada offense, ran their Ada defense. A lot of coaches will tell you that's one of those underrated things that really helps the team. Cody Frerich's a freshman. As everybody's trying to get a souvenir, and well, they should. A very good team effort. And Max Prenger Another sophomore. Get his souvenir. Everybody's sticking around for Coach Lee to get his 12th sectional title in his 23rd season. The helm of the Wildcats. He gets a nice ovation. Some things never get old. It's been an up and down season.
Just maybe takes him longer to get up the ladder now, maybe, but nonetheless, a worthy climb and a climb he would gladly do again, and glad to see the Wildcats with a sectional title.
Congratulations to the Minster Wildcats as they defeat the Ada Bulldogs. We'll check our numbers here, our stats.
Well, for the game, the Ada Bulldogs had a rough night shooting. They were 13 of 46 for the game and only hit on 4 of 19 from three-point range. Minster finished the game 21 of 44 and hit on 5 of 14 from three-point range. But, boy, Minster really did the damages. Those are the first half stats. We'll take them off. But the free throw line, Dave, the Wildcats, 2 of 5 in the first half, 13 of 20 in the second half. That may not sound like a lot, but for the game, 15 of 25, a much better percentage for the Wildcats. And they really won the battle there. Ada just 9 of 14. The rebounding margin in favor of the Wildcats, 35 to 28. A number of those rebounds were offensive that they cashed in for extra points. And turnovers, Minster with 10 and Ada with 9. So, again, a pretty clean game by both teams. Just 10 turnovers for the Wildcats and 9 for the Bulldogs. But shooting tonight throughout, both from the field and from the free throw line, Minster's advantage. And I think their defense, you have to give a nod there. They really forced Ada into some difficult shots, some shots they didn't like to take, and they were contested.
It's easy to forget in a 62-43 game that this is a 4-point game at halftime.
Yep.
Had a big third quarter.
35 to 20, second half scoring spread.
And a 20-8 in the.
That was the big one.
In the third quarter, broke open a close game as they go to the bleachers and get their picture taken. And
leading scorers for Ada, Blake Wilkie finishes his career with 14, 11 from Braden Souder, 10 from Jackson Secor, 5 from Jordan Bailey, and 3 from Owen Conley. Their total of 43 for Minster. Leading scorer Bryce Smeezing, 13, 10 apiece by Josh Nixon, Jacob Stetscholey, and also Peter Falk. Their total are 10 points each. 6 from Jared Toby, 5 from Conor Tombush, 4 from Jared Hillsman, 2 from Aaron Ernst, 1 apiece from Andrew Broering and Brett Holscher, their total of 62 points.
Again, the player of the game, sponsored by McDonald's, given to Jacob Stetscholey.
Yeah, he had a great game. We mentioned the 10 points, one of 4 double-figure scores, but handled the ball nicely, had some great passing. That's more important. Did a nice job running the offense for the Wildcats.
Congratulations to Jacob S. Stetscholey. And congratulations to the Minster Wildcats as they defeat Ada Bulldogs 62-43. We'll wrap it up. On camera tonight, Janelle Bolheimer, Wes Meyer, and Phil Wiedenheft, Daniel Allen and Susan Quellhorse, and the NKTelco Sports Fan. My partner, Jeff Henson. I'm Dave Kanapke. Thanks for watching. Congratulations to the Minster Wildcats.
Take a drive to the premier Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership at Bud's in Salina. Enjoy our huge inventory, including the Ram 1500, Jeep, and Chrysler Town & Country. Top-rated Ram dealer in the surrounding area. Convenient 6-day service center with Saturday hours, Monday through Thursday until 8 p.m. Bud's has an extensive business link vehicle offering with the Ram ProMaster 4500, 5500 truck series. Stop by Bud's today at Route 127 in Salina.
Our communities are filled with history, culture, and ambition. People who put others first. We are a bank that is defined by what we do, not just who we are. We build relationships. We grow businesses. We support communities. We advise the people that matter most to us, our customers. Stop in at any of our 5 locations, sign up for internet banking, or download our mobile app to better serve you. We can assist you with your next loan, personal accounts, investments, or business needs. Think first. First National Bank. Member FDIC.